Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. I'm your instructor Joy. Let me first play a tune for you. This was a little excerpt of Wieniawski Caprice. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you very much for your continued support. I really appreciate. With this very challenging passage of Wieniawski Caprice A minor, I would like to show you a couple of tips that you can apply when it comes such fast runs, many shiftings in fast tempo, where there's no room for us to stop and relax. It's difficult, isn't it? Difficult for me, difficult for all of us. And it's one of those passages we feel like I practiced yesterday. Somehow today it feels like I never played in my life. You're not alone. We all feel that way. And this is certainly one of those. So I hope the sum of tips that I'm about to give you will relieve one of those anxiety and stress in your practicing life. Hopefully you can benefit from them. Number one, when it comes to high positions, we need to be super flexible to adapt ongoing changes. Other videos I mentioned that when it comes to G string, we need to tilt our violin a bit this way by simply pushing our shoulder a bit forward. That way G string is easier. And that kind of makes sense, and a lot of us do it naturally as soon as we pay attention. But then on top of that, from the lower to high position, one has to adjust also, meaning in the first to the third position, the violin can stay somewhat same, but as you go higher position, you have to turn your hand quite a bit, and especially on the G string, it becomes extremely twisting. So here, I mean, you could keep tilting it, but one more thing that you could try is just simply lower your bike violin tiny bit this way. So here, especially when you go around the neck, here, I just let my shoulder a little release. Bring it back. Of course, I am making a little exaggerated motion. The difference is much smaller, but it does make a difference when it comes to changing from here, fifth position to seven. 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 position. That makes a difference. Point number 2. There are 2 fingers we have to lighten during shifting. The shifting finger, we know, but don't know the before shifting, because in such fast passages, just shifting finger lightening or releasing the shifting finger alone is not enough, or it's a bit too late to get rid of the tension, or having your left hand relaxed ready. So here, we're shifting with the first finger, which we know that we're going to lighten. But this one is alone is not enough. We need to lighten the finger before. This one, third finger has to get lighter, then it makes the first finger easy to do. The third finger again light. Third finger light, which is second last finger. The fourth finger light. Then lighten, of course, 1 and 3 while keeping that one. Now here in descending, it's important that thumb goes ahead before you shift it. Galamian mentions a lot in his pedagogical book that it's incredibly powerful when we have that habit built in our system. So here, when you move your hand or the thumb as a forerunner ahead before you move your entire hand, the distance is much smaller. I'm just exaggerating the motion. It not only brings your hand in the right position, but also releases tension just by simply unlocking your hand by pulling your thumb ahead. which Calabin calls as a forerunner, left thumb, the forerunner. Now thumb, you see, as soon as I might move my thumb, my first finger gets lighter. Now lighten. Okay. Thumb ahead. Then now my third finger gets lighter. Like that. That leads to my last point. Of course, there are much more points, but these three are very, very important, and it can work very well when you pay attention. It is forte, it is fast, it is con fuoco, vigorously, with a force. Yet, we cannot practice with lots of bow, simply because there is no time. It's very fast tempo. So, if I play this, I can practice 5 hours a day. It's gonna be very difficult to make it happen. So think about those in advance before you waste a lot of time and energy and frustration. Just use a little less bond, but find a moment, find a spot where it's heavy enough, but you can use short bows and heavy ones. For the fast one, you can do here, but it's a little too weak. Here it's heavy, but it's too inflexible. So about somewhere in the middle. Sometimes it goes a little bit low, sometimes above, but around the middle. Find a spot where you can have a very compact, strong, good bite and strong tone. Now here, when you get higher, contact point gets a little closer to the bridge because the vibrating string gets a little shorter. Here. Practice a couple more times. Right. And so on. On top of that, if you can practice dotted rhythm or slur, that would be a bonus. But that comes later or in another video maybe. But if you can just practice these three, you should already feel a lot of relief and a little relaxation on your both hands. Yeah. Don't get discouraged. It is normal when we practice, whether it's this or any other pieces, when we are trying something technically difficult that's a little challenging for whichever level it is. And that's how we all work one step at a time. It is okay to feel frustrated, but use that one rather as a motivation to search for a better solution. Instead of repeating the same one, repeating over and over, try different things. Why am I having always hard time hitting this one in tune? Why does not always sound it? What can I do with my bow? Should I move contact points? Should I adjust the bow weight a little heavier, a little lighter, different spot of the bow, and so on? And that's what makes you better violinist. That's how you practice well. But certainly, come back to practice. It's worth it. I wish you all happy practicing and lots of energy and patience. Thank you for watching and hope to see you again. Bye-bye.